Hey everybody, welcome to where am I again? The PPP plays. It's been a long week. Hope you all are doing well. We're going to go ahead and get started in a little bit and stream Lord of the Rings online tonight. We're going to continue with the adventures of Hilburn the River Hobbit. Now, a couple of things. I had hoped by now to be on the new 64-bit server Peregrine, which is where I and all of my characters, as well as our kinship, will eventually relocate. But those of you who play know that this week has been, well, let's just say a little complicated when it comes to the transfer of characters over from pre-existing servers onto this new one. But that will settle down. So for those of you who are not in the game yet and are thinking, oh my goodness, what server should I play characters on? We were on Landerval, but you're going to want to go ahead and join Peregrine. Peregrine is the North American, or I guess it's just worldwide, but not European role play server, and that's where we're going to be at. So let me go ahead and get things going here. In the meantime, oh, I forgot to put on the chat overlay. All right. And let me go ahead and get the computer up and running. Nope, wrong one. There we go. And because the last time when I have the chat window over here, I always felt really weird and self-conscious about you looking at the side of my face. So I'm going to have you look at the side of my face the entire time because I'm going to add an additional camera. It's going to be my MacBook Pro's camera over here. Hello. So that way, oh, not mirror, please. That would be awful. We're going to change that real quick. All right. All right. So that way, when I switch over here, you could just take a look at the different screen. Okay. Now, once again, as I often do when we play Lord of the Rings Online or any of the computer games, I'm going to turn off the chat overlay because otherwise the screen is too small. So if you are on YouTube, you're only going to see the YouTube comments. If you're on Twitch, you're only going to see the Twitch comments. And Katie, if you could do me a favor and make sure that you get everything into our Discord chat, because I will not be seeing any of the chat short of what you send me. So, all right, give me a moment here. We'll get this all set up. Okay. All right, let me switch over to the PC. You'll see the distinct lack. Oh my goodness, the transfer button is up. I've been waiting for that button to be functional for days. So I'm not going to waste this opportunity. We're going to give it a minute to see if it works. If it doesn't work, don't worry. I'm not going to make you sit there and stare at a character transfer wizard for hours. But I've literally been waiting for this screen to be available since, I think, Tuesday. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. It's like I'm chatting over here, I'm chatting over here, and it looks like that character transfer wizard isn't going to go anywhere. We'll give it another few seconds. In the meantime, how's everybody doing? Oh, I forgot to turn off the chat overlay. I suppose I can leave the chat overlay open for now until we turn off the transfer window. Thank you, Marilena, for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. No, I'm not gonna. No, Katie, I promise. If we can't get this transfer wizard running, in just a few seconds, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Yep, I'm not that patient. I'm just not that patient. I'll try again. All right. I'm just going to play. Forget it. All right. And in that case, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the chat overlay so that you all can see more of the screen. Trixie and Precious, Nate. That's good. I'm glad. Actually, I guess I can't see some of the chat. It's just not in the overlay. All right. Now I have to decide, is the audio so loud that I need my headphones? Yeah, I can't really hear myself think. I'm not even sure that I'm speaking right now. I'm only going to assume that you can hear me because Katie has told me that you can hear me. I'm just waiting for further confirmation that, in fact, I can be heard over the sounds of the music. Just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate that. The JK really helps. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get my headphones. Now that I know the audio is working for you all, that you can hear the music, then we're going to go ahead and do that. So, okay, I'll be right back. Be right back. All right, testing 1 2. Should be able to hear me just fine, and now I can hear myself think over the sound of the music. And Katie, I see that you just saw, or you just mentioned that you got an ad for me on Twitch. That is new. I apologize for that. It's set up so that there is one, I think, 1 30-second ad every 30 minutes, and it's either that or I'm forced to make people watch 2 minutes worth of pre-roll before they even start watching, and I didn't think that would be great. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the game. We'll see where we were in the quest. I believe we had just the epic active, and there was only one quest at the time, and it was green because we were starting to outlevel the area. So, all right. So, Hilburn is in Mossward, and it looks like, oh, we have a quest available, Destination Breeland. I'll accept it. I'm not going to go there yet, right? We also have talk to, okay, so that's also Bree, talk to the mayor, talk to the second watcher, and that's it. So we're going to go ahead and disable those for now so that we can continue Before the Shadow, Book 1. This is chapter 1, In the Wizard's Employ. Search for a sign of the Uruks where the road enters Swanfleet from Enidwythe. So if we take a look at the map, we'll see that the road from Enidwythe, which is over here in the southeast of the map, the road from Enidwythe comes across here into Swanfleet, and this, where the ring is, you can see right there, is where I need to go. And of course, I'm Mossward, which is all the way over here. So I'm going to take a stable, a quick horse, to Langaran, and then I will hoof it on foot, as they say, from there to the quest site. All right. Pre-roll is better. All right, thank you. I'll make sure to switch to that. I've not really. That was brand new that they told me that I had that active and I needed to check a box, and I ticked a box and I had no idea what it was doing. It was like 20 minutes before the stream, so I apologize to everybody. And we're going to go to Langaran. The two different cameras are there, Joshua, so that when I look over here to read the chat, you're not having to look at the side of my head. You can just kind of switch your eyeballs to that camera. But that way, when I'm playing the game, believe me, if I had a producer, the producer would actually casually switch cameras from this camera to this camera whenever I switch. But unfortunately, I don't have that functionality. And really, if it's distracting, I'll just turn that camera off. So, Katie, let me know if you're getting any negative feedback on that. I don't think it really interferes with the screen since it's so large, but if it does, let me know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hop on my own horse here and head out that road. Actually, let's see what horses I have. We have some. These are various horses that I got from different expansion packs, being a lifetime VIP and all that. Yeah, most of those are way too fancy for a level 13 hunter, so we'll just ride the little extra steed. Yeah, just a nice plain pony. All right. And I'll, every once in a while, glance over to my left to check the chat and to check our chat, Katie, so that I can see if I missed any questions. Protect the chicken. I'm seeing red dots on my map, so that tells me that we are going to find some. Oh, they're all low level critters. And when I get to the road here, the old South Road, I'm going to hang a left. Oh, hey, stop for a minute. Guess what? Get some rowan branches because, you know, I like crafting. What can I say? And mostly because it'll annoy Katie. All right. Wow, look at that. Look at that off in the distance. You can see the tower there, one of these old, Gondorian ruins. This guy's going to come after me if I don't stay out of his range. I really have no interest in killing a low-level wolf, but he'll still be silly enough to chase after me. And for those of you who are interested in joining the PPP kinship, when we do get finally set up over on the Peregrine server, Katie will throw the invite to our Discord server a few times throughout the evening. But first, node stop. That's not a bad shirt, actually. In fact, I forgot to turn on my favorite skills. Track mines. Oh no, there's a mine behind me. I won't go behind me. I won't double back. How's that? So what that does, for those who are new to the game, one of the aspects of the game is crafting, and you go and get resources. Sometimes something will show up on your map, like this little thing here, and that is in this case, a copper deposit, because my character is a prospector, so he can mine stuff. You see no animation if he's on the horse. It's kind of my lazy way of doing it. See, and then I can get some rowan branches as well. But I should theoretically dismount so you can go chop off the, hack at the. Okay. And what that does, of course, is put in my inventory some of these resources, in this case, logs of rowan wood or chunks of copper ore. Those are things that then I can turn into finished boards or finished ingots. And then if I turn into being a woodworker, I can take the logs and turn them into bows or javelins or things along those lines. And of course, the ingots can be turned into things like armor or weapons and things along those lines. All right, we're not too far from the site. It looks like a little bit we should find a sign of the Uruks where the road enters Swanfleet from Enidwaith. Yeah, the move, with all respect to the wonderful folks at Standing Stone who really have done such a great job with this adaptation, it has been very difficult for them. I don't think they anticipated how many people would want to move to the 64-bit servers. I'm waiting for Katie to say, "Stop stopping at the copper deposits." Yep, farmers a great profession. You can actually grow things. You go to a field and you plant seeds and then you harvest them, and sure enough you can plant pipeweed and harvest that. And you can, sometimes there are blends of pipeweed that you can make, little, if you have one kind and then you have another, you can blend them and get a different kind. Stopping at the nodes. Oh, this looks like a sign. Dead Uruks lie on the road where enters Swanfleet from Enidwaith. Cause of death, sharp object through the neck. This Uruk was slain by a sword much like the one that he carried. So I'm going to pick up the Uruk sword, which is as tall as a hobbit. Looks like I had to pick up all the swords. Come on. Sometimes picking up objects is a little tricky. All right, now I'm supposed to bring the swords to Maneldir in the Mossward town square, and we are going to pop over there for a mithril coin. So that you don't have to watch me ride all around Swan Fleet. All right, Maneldir. You bring interesting tidings, Hilburn. It sounds to me as if the Uruks quarreled among themselves after they arrived in Swan Fleet. But for what purpose? The warband may have been much larger when it traveled from Enidwythe, and divided into 2 or more raiding parties when it crossed into Swan Fleet. Perhaps the decision to attack Mossward was made not by the wizard, but by the Uruks themselves. It is curious. As for the swords you collected, perhaps Skadi can melt them down and put them to better use than their former bearers. All right, let's go in and talk to Skadi, which is a great name for a smith. What can I do for you? All right. I didn't ask for these. Well, Maneldir is right, I suppose. I melt them down and turned them into arms for the defense of Mossward. No one will want to use them as they are now, but metal is metal in my experience. Actually, I think that's just a fact, not an experience. Oh, and I get to choose one of these rewards, right? So I'm going to hover over them to see. It doesn't really matter which one I want because the thing that I've got equipped in that slot gives me a bonus to experience that I'm going to keep. So I'm going to go ahead and just take one. I'll eventually sell it. So that annoying kid that we were talking to before, Tegin, he's been bothering the guy with questions and he needs to get some work done. So we got to talk to Tegin. Be like, dude, just shut your mouth. Leave this guy alone.
Help the village. Can I come with you?
So I've asked to patrol the outer palisade, and in the meantime, I'm supposed to go collect some things. All right. So it looks like, yeah. So I just need to head out of Mossward. We need to collect boar tusks, crabben talons, and potential whetstones. So I'm looking for, what's this guy want? Oh, never mind. He's the difficulty guy. We don't talk to him. Did I miss a node? I thought I did. All right. Don't worry. I'm not going to constantly collect the nodes. I'm just, it's brainwashed. All right. Let's kill this guy because we do have to get some crabben talons. There we go. I've collected 1 of 4 by killing that crabben. You mean I'm doing a fetch quest? Yes, I'm definitely doing a fetch quest. That's pretty much what we do in Lotro. I will not be doing the unnecessary ones. I'm only going to do the ones that are tied to the epic so that we can move through the story, especially right now since they're all still under level. I want to get to Bree at some point. I feel like that'll be a fun place to go. I don't know if I have to kill wolves. Ah, what did I get here? Oh, a deed called Enmity of the Wolves. That's a good one. Oh, I get some, if I defeat some more wolves, it looks like I have to defeat quite a few, 50. I will gain a racial trait that gives me a bonus to my fishing skill. Kitty doesn't believe me. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. All right, let's see. Let's keep on going down towards the south road. I don't need to kill the wolves, but I do need to kill boars and crabine. I should have said crabine. From Dunland! Crabine from Dunland! All right, I wonder if the footpads, who's the potential whetstones? I wonder if those are carried by the footpads or whether they're things that I find. Well, if he had one, I don't know. Ah, there's some crabine. This should be easy. Kill enough crabine. Oops, targeted the wrong guy. So the tab key cycles through targets, and in this case, I accidentally targeted the wolf. Okay, so I've now gotten enough talons. What I need now is boar tusks and whetstones. So I'm looking for boars. I don't think I can track anybody yet. Do I have a tracking skill? It's usually in Lessons of Nature, I think, right? Oh, Passes of Nature. I do. So let's see. Let's go ahead and activate that. That enables me as a hunter. It's a hunter skill for me to track down and see if I've got any boars around. And I do. And now it's highlighted on the map for me. He's buried in the grass. I never would have seen him. There we go. Now that's opened up a deed, and it just has to do with using your particular skills. Every class has those. So it's a sort of a fun way to gamify the process of learning your class. All right. Oh, an Uruk Raider. Oh, he's going to want to kill me, so let's just take him out. Oh, he's not in my line of sight. That's because he's buried in a rock. Every once in a while, there's some weird... Oh, there he is. Weird landscape stuff. Okay, now, Katie, you're okay with me checking out this copper deposit because it's right here, right? I mean, it's on the road. There's another boar over there, hidden in the trees or the shrubs. I won't even go to get that copper. How do you believe that, Katie? Can you believe it? I'll kill the footpad just in case they are carrying those whetstones. I have no idea. No, apparently not. All right, let me see if I can find a boar again using my skill. Okay. Over here. There he is. And all I need is one more boar tusk, and then I can figure out where the whetstones are. The good thing is that when you are down to fewer things, the display often gives you clues. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but I have to get one more boar if I can find one more. So let's use the skill again, shall we? I'm looking for the signs of a boar. There's one, very distant. It says over that way. There he is. He is quite a ways off. All right, all the boar tusks have been collected. So now I want to take a look at the map and see, aha. Now, did you notice earlier I was having to kill the Krebine and the boars that the red areas were all over? They were north of Mossward. They were all the way over by the old South Road, south of Langaran. Now there's just a small area, and that's going to be where the 6 whetstones are that I need to find. 12 signs you're a boar. Number 9 will shock you. You won't believe number 7. All right. All right, so just after the point where the road comes in is where I can start looking for them. Katie, I've been trying to keep up with chat, but it's going a little fast. Can you catch me up, or is there anything to catch me up on? And yeah, I would rather do the Midgewater Marshes if I need to be the tiebreaker. Oh, that silly guy. Got a footpad coming after me. That's okay. I have a rich copper deposit. Did I see that? I don't even know how to set up the subs yet. Did I actually see a sub in Twitch? Thank you. That's very kind. I do need to figure out how to like customize that, you know, with little graphics and things. Twitch is all new to me. All right, potential whetstones. Oh, I'm surprised that wolf hasn't attacked me. He's awfully close. Oh no. Well, there you go. It doesn't happen often, but it happens enough that when it started, I was like, oh, I bet that's crashing the desktop. That was fun. Womp womp. Yeah, I heard that the deeds are still sometimes crashing, but I didn't have the deed log open, so I don't know. I mean, it was just harvesting a node, but there's the lesson learned. No more nodes. Okay, no more nodes. This camera is just the MacBook Pro, so it's easy for me to do. I don't know that I can easily. I do have another camera, but it's the camera that sits over on the other side here, and it's my pointing down camera for the tabletop stuff. I don't think I can really fix that. All right. There's one. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to decide that there's no more node gathering. In case that's what caused the crash. Full mocap? No, you do not need that. You do not need that. Oh, look at that terrifyingly tempting copper deposit. There's two of them. For me, I would rather be in Midgewater marshes than the dead marshes 1,000 times over. I mean, seriously, to be annoyed by flies or to be pestered by the spirits of the dead. I think I'm choosing. All right, now I'm supposed to bring all that stuff back to Scardy, and I am going to pop over there because I don't want to make you suffer through me driving all the way back. Did I say driving? That's what you do with a horse. You drive it, right? All right. Scardy's cross with me. All I want is to be left in peace, free to do my work. I feel you, man. But folk are constantly barging in here, interrupting me and slowing down my work. That boy's mother was just here, Wenna, and she says he hasn't returned home. That's good news to me that he hasn't returned home. Maybe he's been eaten by the orcs. No, that's not what he says. The last I heard, you sent him to scout the edge of town, so you get to go looking for him. You send him back to his parents before they come bothering me again. I like that the reason that I'm searching for this kid is not because he's a kid worth saving, because we all know he's not, but because his parents are annoying the blacksmith. I love that. Sorry, that's what I get for taking my eyes off the screen. Let's make sure we know where we're at. Oh, okay, over there on the other side, just outside of town. Do 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 do. The music's great. I love it. Oh no, there's no Tegin, but there's Uruk boot prints. Footprints trample the earth here outside of Mossward. They're old, most likely made during the Uruk attack. Okay, well that's good. Talk to Marion, the librarian. Tegin is missing. It wouldn't be the first time the boy's gone looking for trouble, but with Uruks and goblins about, he might have gotten in over his head this time. All right, should I choose? Yeah, I'll choose these. Look at the whopping big boost of +1 ability and +1 vitality. All right. If he goes and follows those tracks, he's likely to blunder into the Wade water. Children are forbidden from going there, but I'll not seek to tell you that it's prevented the more adventurous sorts from exploring that marsh. Hey, we've talked about marshes. We get another one. If Tegin tried tracking the Uruks there, plenty of dangers. Should follow the road northeast to the Dunlanding town of Langaran. Their scouts may have seen the boy. All right. Well, then I guess we're going to go to the stable master and get ourselves a run over to Langaran.
Greetings, friend.
Greetings, friend. Langaran. Well, I'm pretty sure it's more like Hlangaran or something like that, but I'm imagining a drone camera buzzing around in here and me just trying to duck. Because I know y'all. It would not end with just let's get a clever camera angle of Alan's clumsy mouse hand with his short, stubby sausage fingers. It'd be like, let's see if we can hit him in the head. Oh, Maneldir wants to talk to me.
I heard Tegin has gone missing.
I heard Tegin has gone missing, Hilburn. With Uruk's and Swan Fleet, I felt it wisest to begin the search as soon as possible. That said, if he is truly made for the Wadewater, I think Uruk's may be the least of his problems. The footing there is unsteady, and like any marshland, the depth of the pools may be deceptive. There are creatures in the Wadewater that would love nothing more than to make a supper of anyone who strays too near their domain. The most dangerous of these are the Avank, and we should hunt them as we seek the boy. All right, so we're going to defeat the Avank in the Wadewater. We just have to head down to the shore, basically. We'll start finding them. Now, the Avank are sort of like, how would you describe them, Katie? Like lizard type? Hard-shelled. I mean, they're not... Yeah, they're like... Well, we'll find them and you'll see them. Egrets and storks. That's not what I want. Oh, there's... No, that's a turtle. That's right. The turtles are bad guys here sometimes. I will admit that the very first time I saw one of these creatures freaked the heck out of me. The moss lurker. They die just as easy as everybody else. All right. Got to try to find the Avanks. Oh, how about an Uruk? We can't let him live. Big angry lizards. That's a good way of putting it. So where are they? Annoyingly aggressive Avanks. Up here. And hey, look at the copper deposit that I'm absolutely ignoring. Here comes, okay, there goes a sicklefly. Here's another one. So there's a good look at them. You can sort of see they're spiky, dragony creatures, lizards, who I apparently have an OP bow. Oh, I didn't tell you all this because, well, frankly, I kind of forgot about it. But one of the things that I did when I was playing, after I logged off last time, was I realized, oh my goodness, no wonder I almost died in that thief encampment. I've got equipment that's like 6 levels beneath me. And as you know, you're really nothing without your equipment in these role-playing games. So I went and crafted some various items for him from my jeweler, more importantly from my woodworker, my main, Dirthal, made him a crossbow. So in fact, when he does get to level 15, you'll see I actually have a whole set of armor ready to give to him if I ever get there. All right, let's see. See if we can find ourselves some Avanks. There we go. Trying to find some avunks. That's a good question. Anybody have any word nerdery on avunk? They're usually pretty good about that sort of thing. So, the problem is there's so many other creatures around here. There's the avunk. Just need to find two more. Oh, I see one. I may have to turn that feature off, the Twitch ads. I didn't know they were that annoying. Twitch followers, please forgive me. I did not know. All right. Avunk. All right. Talk to Maneldir in the middle of the Wade Water. Of course he's in the middle of the Wade Water. Thanks a lot, Maneldir. You couldn't have picked a more convenient place. Like, I don't know, where I killed my sixth avunk. No, you had to pick someplace far, far away. Avanc is A-V-A-N-C. Celtic Abankos, water creature. That is very interesting. Oh, I got somebody's ire up. An Avanc. Boy, they are weak. Discovered a place called Fang Settle. And boy, there are Avancs around here like crazy. They're everywhere. Okay. I'm still not all that close to him, and I'm going to have to fight through a lot of dudes. All right. Well, that's fine. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Spiky dinosaur. I think almost like, a little bit of like a stegosaurus sort of look to them. Way too many of them. Oh, there's an elder one, which must be like an elite or a signature creature. Yeah, let's build a trap for this guy first. Oh, especially because guess what? I've just angered another one here. And he's poisoned me. All right. What are those ruins in the distance? Up there? Oh, you might be thinking about off in the very distance. Might have been Tharbad. We'll get there, I promise. There's Maneldir. Yeah, this music's great, isn't it? I've seen nothing either. I was trained in the art of tracking, but this marshland has put my skills to the test. Let us listen for some sound of the boy. All right, so we're supposed to listen. So I stand here and I listen. You hear the sounds of life in the marsh, but nothing out of the ordinary. Let us continue our search further to the west. Okay, so I got to keep going. I'm only hearing my guy's footsteps. For a brief moment, I almost responded to a world chat comment, thinking that it was a comment in our chat. I probably need to turn that off so that I don't see that. Much further. Okay, not too much further. Search for Tegin. Oh, I'll have to take out this aggressive Avunk. Huh. Must be around here somewhere, right? Thank you, Nate. It is. It's an under hoodie. Ooh, a worn wooden sword. Probably Tegin's. Examine it. Talk to Maneldir, who magically has appeared right here. Thank you, Maneldir.
This does seem to be Tegwin's sword.
This is not a good sign. Let us listen again. You hear very faintly somebody calling for you to the northwest. Okay, let's head over. I like that the water is shallow enough that I'm not having to switch to the swim animation. That's kind of annoying and very slow. Yeah, I haven't been able to. I see how some of you people being successful with the transfers. I'm very happy for you. Have not been able to get my characters over. Every time I've tried to click the transfer button, it just sits with an hourglass thing and does nothing. And that's the few times I've even been able to get it to show up. No. Huh. Seems odd. Where? Oh, there he is. You found Tegin. Can we just say we found his body? It'd still be true.
I'm here. I'm here.
He's still complaining and blaming me. Your adventuring lessons were not complete. You didn't mention how cold and damp it would be, or how often things would be trying to kill me. I stayed away from Uruk because I'm no fool, but even the turtles here tried to snap at me. Well, can you blame them, Tegin? Still, it was quite an adventure from my very first. If you're planning to scold me, you can forget about it because I learned something important. I know where the Uruks are going. Hassel the Hoff, welcome. First time here, long time fan. Thank you for joining. All right, so I got to pick one of these things as a reward. Perhaps, okay, so it's the same. I could take a sharp long sword. Is the sturdy bow better than what I've got? No, it is not. So I think I'll take that sharp long sword.
You would have been very proud of me.
And now I get to talk to Maneldir one more time. So I'm going to take this weapon and replace the swift longsword. Okay. Oh, hey, there's Maneldir. Hey, wow, you have a really weird habit of showing up exactly when I want to talk to you. I like his clothes, though. I like that armor. That's pretty clever. All right.
The old elf city. That must be Caras Geleidh.
Oh, goodness, the little girl in Whiterun in Skyrim. Yes, annoying. I'd almost forgotten about her. Thanks for reminding me. Good job, Kate. I'm glad you got Lily through the transfer confirmation window. The old elf city. That must be Caras Geleidh. Hilburn. It is located on a hill to the east, and last I heard, one of my former kinsmen set up a camp not far from there. His name is Duindil, and if Tegin speaks true, he should be warned the Uruks possess some design upon the city. I will bring the boy back to Mossward and join you at Duindil's camp when Tegin is safely returned to his parents. Scout the elf city with Duindil's help, but do not get too close without me. I do not yet know what the Uruk seek. I believed they were simply raiders, but if they do Saruman's bidding in this land, there must be something else. One more thing, Hilburn. It may not matter, not really, but I should tell you this before you speak with Duindil. When I departed the lands of my kin and came south, I did not part on good terms with my people. If Duindil seems standoffish to you, it may be because of that. Do not let it trouble you or interfere with the good we seek to do in this land. May fortune go with you, my friend. All right, so now I'm supposed to find Echad Terthas, the camp of Maneldir's kinsmen to the east of the Wade Water. So if you pull up the map, you'll see it's all the way over here. And you'll see there is a stable master there. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead. I can't pop over there. I'm going to use my travel skill, my quick travel skill, to go back to Clegger in Swanfleet. That's what it was, Rorikstead. I couldn't remember. It's been a long time since I played Skyrim. And from here, I will go to the Stable Master. And in that sort of method of cheating that I've told you about, I will pay to go to a place I've never been, Caras, and we'll travel there for 1 mithril coin. It is a fun game, especially when you consider how old it is. I think we talked about it. It began in 2007, was it? 17 years old, I think. Or maybe only 16, because I have trying to remember if I look at my titles. Baker's Dozen is 13 years, but I know I've got more than that. Clear as Crystal is 15. So I think it's only had the 16. I think this year will be its 17th anniversary, and that's when I'll get my 16-year thing. Erica, to answer your question, I'm currently on Landerval, but we are all, that when I say we, I mean all of my characters and our kin are going to be moving to the Peregrine server as soon as we're able to make that done. Get that done, I should say. All right. So now, as we often see when you move to a new area, yes, there is the person to continue your epics with, but then there's also a lot of other quests to get in the meantime, and we will gather those. But first things first, we're going to mark the milestone. Instead of Clegger, I'm going to replace it with this place so that the next time you want to use quick travel, I'll be able to come right back here. All right, let's talk to Duindil. You say you bring word from the Neldir. I have not spoken with him since he left us, disgraced by the breaking of his oath. We were friends once and grew up together in Tornhard, but he proved faithless. I'm surprised by only this, that he has not turned brigand as we all assumed. Perhaps this as well, that he sends you with a message of warning. What cares he for the folk of this land, or any other? Still, the message you bring arrives late. We have been watching Uruk's move behind the walls of Caras for several days now. They're looking for something, but what that might be, we have yet to discover. I'm going to climb the sloping path to the southeast that leads up to the ruins. Perhaps you will find something we have not. All right. Rohan is definitely huge. The White Hands approach. He's got a quest. If I defeat wargs. And then over here we've got some quests, right? Foes of the Silver Bastion. Defeat foes within Caras. And the approaches to Caras. I need to find the bridge, the riverbank, and the slope. So, and each of these people have different reasons for giving you their quests. So there are stories behind each of them. I'm going to focus mostly on the epic quest. I'm not going to necessarily read or characterize all the off quests, or the side quests, but I will pick them up because I'm going to be out doing these things, and we might as well.
Might you spare a moment of your time? Mind my words, traveler.
All right. So now, if I have gathered all of these quests, I can take a look at the map and see where they all are. So we are here, slightly to the east of the center of the map on the center line. And you can see that the flashing rings that I have to do, you can't see my hand pointing, that was silly, is right to my southeast. The White Hands approach is to the north and to the far north. Foes of the Silver Bastion, all there in Caras. The approaches to Caras, I should say, there are 3 of them. You can see those flashing with the rings. The Wadewater flowering, going astray in Gwal something. Too many terrible turtles. I'm going to turn those 3 off for now because I'm not going to go tackle those right away. Instead, I am going to go ahead and do the approaches to Caras by going to the southwest and then to the northeast before I head into Caras. Oh, interesting. There's a shortcut to go directly to Gwal, so we may do that later. But in the meantime, we're going to set as quest guide I'm tempted by you, Copper Deposit. I shall not give in. Oh, nice. We finally get characters or enemies, I should say, that are above my level. So they'll give me a little bit more experience than an on-level enemy will. Oh, there's a question on the table. Katie, thank you for this. All right, next question. If you could visit one, which would you pick? You can only pick one. The Stone of Uruk, Anuminus, Medjugorje, Minas Tirith, or Henneth Anun. I can only pick one? What is wrong with you? It's terrible. One. That is rough. My first thought is Medjugorje, but Minas Tirith, man. I mean, what a place. What an architectural wonder to see that city. As gorgeous as Henneth Anun would be. All right, we're trying to find the entrance to this area from the west side. Should be real close to here. The river poses a natural barrier against incursions from this direction. All right, so now we just need to get back on the road. I'm going to hop on my horse this time until somebody comes after me. Yep, and those are all, of course, places you can see in the game. Along with fan favorites Minas Morgul and Mount Doom. Getting lost in Minas Tirith is one thing. Getting lost in Minas Morgul is another. I'm going to kill this dude because, hey, he's above my level and I want the extra experience points. Die, White Hand Raider! Oh, but not all of them are higher level. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right. Oh, there are lots of foes over here. I'm going to have to get off my horse, aren't I? Okay, not too much farther before I discover whatever that is over here. The approaches to Caras Geleidh. I think it's probably this gate. Or maybe not. Oh, it's this bridge. The bridge is clear of threats from the north for now. So now I just have to find the slope to the southeast after I kill a white hand soldier. Going to be lots of orcs in this area. If it had a smell feature in the game, Hassel or Hoff, whatever you prefer, I imagine it would lag so bad that you would smell Minas Morgul when you were in Athelion and you'd, beam over to Bree, and the next thing you know, you're still smelling the corpse flowers. This particular character is a level 13. He's very low level, Timothy. Okay, so I think the slope must be in here somewhere. Oh, there it is, I think. Okay, the slope leads upward to the ruins of the city, already full of enemies. All right, so now what I want to do up here is do Uruks and Foes of the Silver Bastion. So Uruks climb the sloping path, so I have to go all the way up to the top. The bodies of 2 Uruks lie here in the grass. Examine one of the corpses is now part of my quest. Examine the other Uruk corpse. Yeah, level 13, very, very low level. You hear someone calling you.
Those are my errors.
Ooh.
Return them to me, and I can slay more fools.
I think that is in everyone's interest, is it not? All right, so I'm going to want the silver cuff of agility, because agility is always a good thing for hunters. Ooh, level 14.
Well, at least we have our hatred of orc kind in common.
All right, so my name is Geleidh. I came from distant Imladris on a journey of my own, but hearing of Uruks abroad in Region caused me to divert my steps. Now I slay the creatures wherever I find them and will bring word of what I have seen back to Elrond when I know more. You tell Geleidh that the Uruks speak of the wizard Saruman as if he is their master. That is most concerning, but a dead Uruk serves no master. Let us cull the creatures that stalk the ruins of Caras, and afterward we can discuss if they spoke truth or falsehood. All right. So now I'm supposed to defeat foes within Caras, and then defeat Uruks within Caras. So that's great. When you have mission overlap, it's a really great way to get, experience. All right. Yeah, I remember us playing through this the first time as well. Talking to Katie in that case, yeah. What a view in the back. Yes, this is a really stunning place. If I get up to the top of the hill here. Let me get up here and we'll take a look at the view. This is pretty amazing, I will admit. The designers, I mean, look at that. The ruins down beneath, the river. You can see it slowly moving. The entire swampy area. It's a little hazy today. Otherwise, we might even be able to see Tharbad from here, but it is pretty far off now. But yeah, it's a really pretty place. What area of Middle Earth am I in? Hassel or Hoff? Mr. Hoff, as it were. I am in Swan Fleet, and right now I'm in a place called Caras, which is to the east of Tharbad. So this little line that my mouse cursor is following right here is the Old South Road that goes down through Enedwaith and makes its way down to Osgiliath. From here, it goes north all the way up through the Old Kingdom of Arnor. So if I zoom out one level on the map, this is the area I'm in right here, Swan Fleet. And this is that road that goes through Tharbad and then up to the Breeland, and then there's the Shire. So that's the area that I'm in. I'm in Eriador, in Swan Fleet, in Caras. The game, of course, is much larger than that because there's Eriador and there's Rhovanion and Rohan and Gondor and Mordor, and they're all there. So I'm going to go back into the game. All right. So I need to kill 9 more orcs. That will also complete the Foes of the Silver Bastion. I just need to kill me some Uruks. That should be relatively easy. I forget. Did I get the scholar profession? Can I grab a shattered pitcher? Nope. Scholars can retrieve artifacts from those. Those are resource nodes for scholars. Just like copper and other metals or ores or nodes for prospectors. Ooh, look at that. 3 bad guys. All right. Well, I guess, Katie, I'm setting a trap. I'm going to pin the captain. Ooh, no, not yet. I'm going to get the archer here first. See if that pulls them all. It does not pull them all. That's good. Okay. I like traps. See, they work. Nice. And they're guarding 2 wooden chests. Treasure. Middle Earth Map Friday. That's right. So these chests will give me a little bit of treasure, a little bit of junk, if you will. Okay, so now I've completed Foes of the Silver Bastion, the one that required me to kill 10 foes within this place, but I still have to defeat 4 more Uruks in order to finish Book 1, Chapter 5, Geleidh. Should be relatively easy. Oh, who's that guy? Wow. Sorry, camera is really wonky there. All right, let's see if I can get him from here. Anti-exploit. He's no way to get to me, so I won't be able to kill him. That happens. If you've got an enemy who just can't get to you because of where they are in the landscape, the game will not let you exploit that. But it's funny, he'll coming after me in the music. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, please do remember to hit the like button. And on YouTube, certainly subscribe. I don't know if Twitch requires more than what YouTube does for a subscription, but obviously subscriptions are greatly helpful, especially on the YouTube channel. I love the sound of that. Whoa. He's really had a hard day. All right. Read the Uruk report you collected. Oh, this is fun. Mauhai, Pratokishi no Gatangus, Gimbat mat botunu golgurs Zahozufkob, Gurnar Prakat, Turkul Dalgum, Gurnar Gzabat Kalar, Golu et Largunazgu, Gurprakat Gimba Tukub Fuluga Arth Atarum, or something like that. All right. So I have to bring that report to Geleidh. I'm going to go ahead and remove the turtles, the ones that are in the swampy area. So the only other ones here, I got to talk to Ilarion twice. I got to talk to Geleidh. I still need to defeat the invading wargs. Where are they? Oh, they're on the other side of the river, so I'm not going to worry about them yet. I call you Hasselhoff, the Hoff, or Hasselhoff. What was his first name in Knight Rider? What did the car call him? Because maybe I'll just call you, I think it's Michael, right? Just call you Michael. All right. I'm going to port over to Geleidh just because he say, hey, I've killed some.
Maybe its own reward, but finding a clue to their purpose here is even better.
You hand the parchment to Geleidh, and she studies it intently. It gives me no joy to read the black speech, but it is much worse to speak than it is to read. Yeah, actually, it's not so bad. Here is what this report says in a language that does not cruelly twist my tongue. Warriors, scout the old forges in Holland, find relics of elvish jewel craft. I want not worthless trash. I desire lore. The elves made rings there. I wish to find their lost artisan knowledge. Geleidh looks up at you. This is what I expected, Hilburn. For some unfathomable purpose, Sodom the White has betrayed us. He seeks the ring lore of a region, and he has sent these Uruks to obtain it. And let's see if this helmet is worth anything for me. No, it is less valuable than the one I got, so I'll take this one. I'll just sell it.
The elves of a region were deceived before by gifts and promises.
Oh, they were. That's right. The elves of a region. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Hi, Anatar. They were deceived by offers of gifts and promises of secret knowledge, a lesson hard learned, but we learned it well. I say we, Geleidh, for I dwelt at Celebrimbor's city in those days. It was a grand sight of art and learning. Its wide green lawns and smooth stone lanes to be found on both sides of the river. Mel it was, the jewel town, and Caras Gelabren, the silver bastion. It was a welcoming place, too welcoming. I ask you to return to the city above and see the state of it. There may be artifacts within we should keep from the Uruks and from their master. I will examine whatever you find and judge if there is still danger for the elves among the bones of Celebrimbor's citadel. Only grief still to be found. That's a good question, ZS Gamer. Yeah, I'm planning on building the Rivendell set before Barad-dûr. Yeah. All right. So this case, I'm supposed to go up and inspect a lot of things in the area of Caras Geleidh. But I think just in case they have other quests for me, I'm going to head down to Ilarion and turn in Foes of the Silver Bastion. Okay. Nothing else. Okay. So it looks like... Yeah, I mean, I could go over to the Wade Water, but I think I'm going to stick with the... stick with the epic and the ones it wants me to do here, which would be going back into Caras Geleidh, but also going after the wargs. Let's go after the nearby wargs, and then we'll see if we can go up all the way up there and catch those. No, let's go back into Caras Geleidh. All right. So keep trying to figure out what to do here, but let's go into Caras Geleidh again. The quest is the epic quest, the stuff that's the book stuff. So in this case, as nice as it is to tackle a quest called the White Hands Approach, that was not part of the epic story. So you want to look for the ones that have a book. So in this case, book 1, chapter 6. These are the ones that are going to advance the main storyline. Part of the Brute Squad. I am the Brute Squad. A 3'6" Brute Squad. So I'm supposed to collect an artifact from the center, from the southwest. Okay, it looks like there's 3 things to each of the 3 has something to examine and something to collect. So I'll go back in there. Oh, hello, White Hand Soldier. Let us kill you. In the meantime, lots of stuff I need to sort through inventory-wise. I'm trying to remember if I got myself a carry-all for this guy. I don't think I did. Nope. All right. Ooh, there's a Dunlending Marauder. It's a new enemy type. It's a human. And he goes down easy. All right. Collect an artifact from the center. Okay, there's one right straight ahead. Pretty much. There it is, the broken column and the cracked plate. So first I'm going to grab this wooden chest because, of course, treasure. It's not a resource node, Katie. I'm allowed. All right. I'm going to grab the cracked plate here. It's collecting an artifact. And then I'm going to examine the broken column. And you can see a little bar. I should probably move that bar so we can see, so you can see where it is. All right, so now I have to go towards the center of Caras Geleidh and find an artifact and another thing to do. Question for me, which architecture type do I enjoy best in Middle-earth, and which would I like to photograph? For those who don't know why she asked that particular question, it's because I used to be and still am an architectural photographer. I just don't get to do it very often. That was something I did for probably a good 15 years. Longer than that, actually. I think I started in 2006. So let me think about that after I kill this signature creature. An aged hammer. And a toppled statue. And another piece of treasure here. All right. So now I have to collect an artifact and examine another thing in the southeastern part of Caras Geleidh. So to answer that question, Katie, probably, oh goodness. I think that the details, they're all good. I mean, that's something that I feel like Jackson did really well in the films, is create really distinctive architecture for each of the races. I don't know that I can have a single favorite. I mean, old Gondorian, or ain't like Numenorian architecture, would be fantastic. That would probably be what I would lean towards as a favorite if I had to pick one. Oh, there we go. It's over here. Fallen lamppost and a discarded pouch. All right. And I'm presumably going to get to go back. Yep, sure enough, pop back over to Bregoleth, whoever she is. There we go.
These are sad reminders of times long past.
But they are surely not what Saruman seeks in this place. In my heart, I know for what he searches. It is ring lore he desires, the same knowledge with which the builder of this city was ensnared. If he finds it, I fear he could work great evil upon the lands and peoples of Middle-earth. Bregoleth gazes at the horizon, obscured by distant fog. From the hilltop above, you hear the harsh calls of orc kind even over the wind. After a moment, the elf warrior turns back to you. I will tell you the tale of the Jewel Town and the Silver Bastion, so you will know how we were deceived, and you will know why it must not happen again. It is of Antheron I must speak. This is where I have to tell you that the license that Standing Stone Games has is for The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And therefore, they are not able to use the names that we know from Unfinished Tales, for instance, or Silmarillion, and in this case, Anatar. So they speak of Antheron, the giver of gifts, as opposed to Anatar, the Lord of gifts. But you will know him by another name, for he is Sauron, and he is the enemy. And I get to choose one of these, probably the Silver Band of Agility. Why bother? Because really, yeah, I'm not going to bother because it's worth less than what I have equipped.
After the fall of Valerion, most of my people came to live in the land that leaned on.
Expect me to do a segue to the mailbag. Thank you for joining me on another Prancing Pony podcast. That does it for this week. Please join me next week when... Yeah. After the fall of Beleriand, most of my people came to live in the land of Lindon to the west, under the benevolent rule of Gil-galad. Bonds of friendship were made with the dwarves of Ered Luin, but a thriving trade in metal and gems with that people dwindled as the Longbeards suffered war and disaster of their own. Yearning for Mithril to fashion into their works of art and beauty, many of the Noldor followed the dwarves as they journeyed eastward. Led by Celebrimbor, descendant of Feanor, the elves settled in the holly-covered hills beneath the west gate of Khazad-dûm. That, of course, is how the place gets its name, Hollin. There was once again friendship and trade between elf and dwarf, and Celebrimbor's city in Eregion thrived. Eregion, which of course was a kingdom and not a city, just so everybody knows, in case there's a TV show that suggested otherwise. Eregion was still a young kingdom when the men of Numenor arrived. Tar Aldarion, the king, sailed up the river Gwathlo, and he did this. Indeed, this is... Sailed up the river Gwathlo and debarked to explore the Swan Fleet on foot. He befriended Celebrimbor and forged alliances with the elf-smiths, and in return they taught some among his people techniques of armor shaping and the graving of Ithildine and moon runes. In time, Aldarion grew old, and so pretty much single. That story of Aldarion and Arendis just never gets old. But Aldarion grew old and came no more to Caras Galabrin, but the friendship between his people and mine endured. The friendship endured, but it was tested. The Numenorians were a seafaring people, and they had long exhausted the forests of their island home. They hungered for timber to build more and mightier ships. That was a problem. The Lady Galadriel, who dwelt for a time in Eregion and often danced alongside the lily-covered waterways, despaired to see the toll taken upon the wide woodlands by Numenorian axes. When the shipbuilders began to dredge her beloved Swan Fleet and build dikes to channel the waters, she entreated Celebrimbor to stop the men of Numenor from harming the land. And yeah, let's be honest, the men of Numenor really didn't. They did not do great things. Yeah, this is a really, really good detail. This is all such deep-cut stuff. All right, Bregoleth, what do you got next?
See the woods and fens so ill-treated, but he did not want to harm his alliance with the men of Numenor.
He told them to take greater care of the land, but his words were not heeded. Galadriel's sorrow became too great, and she turned her attention to Laurel and Doranin and other distant lands. Celebrimbor gave up the woods as lost, turning all his attention and skill toward mastering his craft. Together, Celebrimbor and his fellowship of jewelsmiths, that would be the Gwaithí Myrdain, became the most renowned workers of riches in all of Middle-earth. If they could not halt the slow degradation of the land's beauty, they would at least seek to supplement and preserve it through their craft. And so they were ensnared. Ooh, we get an instance. This is the one you were talking about. Oh, how long is this instance, Katie? Is this too long for me to try to run tonight, or can I do this? Because this is kind of long. I'm going to wait because we get a... there's a little bit of a delay between when I say something and you actually hear it. Do you think I even have time to finish it, though? Is it only 10 minutes? Okay, I think we could do it then. All right. This isn't the really long one, the one with the battle where you go all over the place and then, yeah, no. All right. Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to make sure is it isn't the one that goes really, really long. The Silver Bastion became a shining jewel itself, a beacon of art and music and culture that drew the attention and the love of many from distant lands. Caras, Galabren, and Mirabel became places of such beauty they were called the fabled elf halls of old, and trade with Lindon thrived. Sorry, I almost made a comment about trade with Lindon. But not all who watched this from afar watched with friendly eyes. In the land of Mordor, to which he fled following the defeat of his master Morgoth, Sauron seethed. He feared the rising might of Númenor, and despite having drawn orcs and other fell creatures to his service, he knew he did not possess the overwhelming numbers with which his master had dominated the world in past days of triumph. He devised a scheme by which he would use his enemies' weaknesses against them. And so he came to Eregion in fair guise, masking his true nature.
He called himself Ontharon.
Word of your craft skill is spread far and wide, my lord Rimbor, even into the uttermost west. I am humbled by your presence here, Antharon. I see in your arrival an omen of good fortune. Accept my greetings and my welcome. You will be my honored guest. Antharon had gone first to Lindon, but Gil-galad mistrusted him and refused to treat with the strange newcomer. It was in Caras Galabrin that the Lord of Gifts found one whose lineage and whose hunger for secret knowledge made him the perfect target for Antharon's promises. Celebrimbor could not resist, and before long the new arrival became a mentor to him and to the jewelsmiths of Eregion. Not all who dwelled at Caras Galabrin trusted this new arrival.
Celeborn saw something in the Lord of Gifts.
You can hear her when she actually is speaking, so I don't have to narrate those lines, right? I cannot say why I am so disquieted, Oronoril. I share your unease, my lord. The Bright Company will go wherever you lead. Oh, the Bright Company! Ah. Show us this threat, and we will end it. But that is the heart of the problem, my friend. What is the threat? Though Galadriel had gone, Celeborn remained at Caras Galabren. As Eregion's chief defender, he refused to abandon these lands and sought instead to protect them against the stranger who had seized Celebrimbor's ear. Antharon hated the Bright Company and its deeds, and summoned one threat after another to trouble them. Celeborn and his warriors were often drawn away from the city, and many a noble elf was slain in these engagements. But still the Lord of the Bright Company could not connect these rising threats with the newcomer Antheron and his two ready smiles. Let's see. I'm just taking a look here, see if I catch up on the chat. Indeed, Katie, I have heard you sort of screaming your way through this, definitely through the other instance. My goodness, that was phenomenal. Yeah, I do hope they do more of this. Another brilliant quest line and instance. All right. So here we go. Continue quests.
Despite the mistrust of some at Calabrimbor's city, Antheron did not remain idle. He gathered to himself promising students and gave to them secret knowledge.
Secret knowledge. It's always secret knowledge.
Always he had seen. Always there was more to be learned.
More instruction to be given. How will we know we have mastered what thou hast taught us? The most promising among you will know, Narmaleth. Oh, it's Narmaleth. We'll learn more. I promise you all. More. The students were not his only pupils. As the years passed, Antheron grew more and more brazen. Celebrimbor and his jewelsmiths fell further beneath his thumb, ensnared by his promises of secret knowledge and the working of crafts both beautiful and powerful. Oh. I see that, Edith. Yes, the only name that makes me shudder more than Armaleth is Sarah Oakart. All right. The jewel town and the silver bastion thrived, and the glory of Celebrimbor and his jewelsmiths only increased year after year. But the true masterpiece of Caras Gelibrin was its ring forge. I can't believe this is the that we're already here. To forge great rings of power.
Long they toiled, until at last their work was complete.
A set of 7 and a set of 9. You are certain these great rings will help preserve the land? They will help protect the lands of those who wear them, my lord. Give them to the hole diggers and the fellers of trees. The degradations they cause will be slowed. I called your arrival an omen of good fortune, Lord of Gifts. Nice way of saying Adatar without saying Adatar. And yet I undervalued the help you would provide. I serve the powers, my lord. As do I in all things. Just shake my head. This is so sad. Which Middle-earth character would you want to spend a week with? Saruman, Mandos, Helm, Hammerhound, Darfather's owner, mine. To pick one of them? I'll think about that. Celebrimbor gave to the kings of dwarves and men the rings he had made, and for a time he knew peace, not knowing he had been deceived, not knowing that what he had done would nearly undo the world. Shortly afterwards, Antheron departed. He would return to Eregion only once more, and when he did, he would bring death and destruction with him. But after he was gone, Celebrimbor began to doubt. In time, suspicion awakened in his heart, and he began to worry that Antheron had ensnared him by his own greed in some devious scheme. He decided to use the art he had learned to forge 3 more great rings, unknown to the treacherous Lord of Gifts. He believed he and his kinfolk could use these 3 rings for protection, should matters go ill. And now we get to see something pretty amazing. Do you see where it says, now entering the fires of doom? Antheron returned to Mordor and in the heart of his kingdom he cast aside his fair guise. He had no more need for deception. In Mordor, the Dark Lord Sauron sought the fulfillment of the scheme for which he had planned, walking unnoticed among his hated enemies for so many years.
You go on ahead.
My words will guide you, but I go no further than this. Okay, this is a pretty creepy place. Yeah, this is a creepy place. Man, the first time I experienced this was like, you gotta be kidding me. What an amazing story. And to tell this much of the story in the intro, essentially, the level 14 character here. Oh, the music. We get to watch him. The heat of a rod. Sauron forged the ruling ring. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them.
In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
Pretty amazing stuff. That was something.
Celebrimbor had kept one of the three for his own.
At the moment that Sauron placed the ruling ring on his own finger, Celebrimbor knew his danger. He removed his ring and vowed to never wear it again, lest his mind be dominated by the Dark Lord. Those of the jewelsmiths who had similarly kept rings were made to give them up, sometimes by force, and the 3 rings were sent in secret to hidden bearers. Messages were sent to men, dwarves, and elves, in which Celebrimbor admitted his folly and warned of the coming war. So were the ready to defend Middle-earth, but it would not be enough to save Eregion from the ravages of Sauron. The gates of Mordor opened, and the armies of Sauron came forth. He would seize as many of the rings of power as he could find, but the 3 remained hidden to him, and he touched them not. Ah, Manelder, you're back. Oops, wrong button. Almost riding off the cliff. We catch up on chat, by the way. Yeah, pretty amazing stuff. Farazan, yeah, all right. Mordor, the armies of Sauron. Surely it is not as bad as all that. Sauron has been dead for 3,000 years, and today Mordor is an empty land. Maneldir squints at Geleidh. Sometimes elves have trouble marking the passage of the years. I mean, no offense. All right. Yeah, I'll take that.
I returned Tegin to Mossward.
And while I was unable to coax a promise not to venture again into the wild, his parents gave him enough chores to keep him occupied at least until adulthood, at which point I think our obligation to keep him safe must surely lapse. I swore no oath to the farmers of Swanfleet. Maneldir studies your expression and sighs heavily. Duindil did not speak kindly of me, did he? I'm not surprised, Hilbert. In my heart I still hold the cause of the Dunedain most dear, but I understand my folk may not believe it, and I cannot deny the breaking of my oath. But who is your new friend? If she hates the Uruks as we do and is willing to aid us, perhaps she can help us track down several of their leaders. Rumor of 3 such villains has preceded me here, and I cannot help but think the work would go more quickly if we were to split up, each of us to deal with one. All right. Whatever, child. Yeah. As for the oaths you have taken or broken, I know he to whom you are sworn or should be. I know what he desires to become. Ask not if I will help you, Ranger of the North. Ask instead if you are strong enough and courageous enough to lend any assistance to Geleidh of Imladris, of which she could have any need. Geleidh smirks at Maneldir, an amused light dancing in her eye. The ranger stares back, his mouth open. I will slay one of your Uruk leaders, Maneldir, and Hilburn will slay another. Can you be trusted to deal with the third? Show their locations to us on the River Hobbit's map, and we will see it done. Afterwards, we can meet at Ithobel, the camp of my people to the north of here. All right. Yeah, we're not going to... It's already 7:30. I'm so close to level 15, though. It's so disappointing. All right. Yeah, those are not close, are they? Maybe I can take a horse up here to Western Region and go after that little guy. Let's go down to the stable down here. Only because I'd really like to hit level 15 and equip myself. Show you a little bit of how it works to change your armor and stuff. And oh, hey, there's a bad guy. Kill him. Whee, down the hill. That's right. I don't have to go to all of them. So I'm going to go to Western Region. I'll cheat by paying a mithril coin since I've never been there. Again, I'm trying to figure out what to say for folks who've never seen it. You can't travel. You can't fast travel to places you've never been unless you pay a mithril. And in this case, that's what I've done. So now I can access that stable, and now I can travel back and forth throughout the region. 3 things here: a deed bestowed, explorer of Swan Fleet. Got a whopping 5 points. Don't spend them all in one place. A title, traveler of Swan Fleet, and that was the deed that I completed. All right. So this person has a quest to give me. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. A bucket left behind and remedies for the sickness. So when I'm out and about doing those other quests, as you can see, there are other things that I can do. But in the meantime, I want to try to do Book 1, Chapter 8, and that guy is like right up there. So let's go get him. Oh, can I go that way? Yeah. All right. Ah, Dragonkind, a rockworm. Oh, look at that. For those who've never seen one before, a Huorn. Better set a trap. And as he gets closer, I'll do a pinning shot to keep him from getting too close to me. Got him. Investigate Uruk tracks. And defeat an Uruk war leader. Oh, there's a guy. There we go. Talk to Maneldir at Ithobel, and I'm pretty sure that's going to get me to 15. And then we'll call it for the night. Those are good tidings. But it means Saruman now has 3 fewer war leaders commanding his forces in the area. I spoke with Geleidh while we waited for you to return, and she says there is one more location she wants us to investigate. But soon our time together will be ended. Each of us must bring word of Saruman's designs to our chieftains, for they must soon ripen and spell doom for Middle-earth. All right, Geleidh. Turn to Imladris with these grim tidings. Winter is approaching, and I must tell Elrond the winds will blow chill indeed if the wizards have turned against us. Saruman's hand stretches forth to seize dangerous knowledge from the ruins of Eregion, and if the White Hand grasps it, who can tell what evils he might next think to accomplish? All right. Boom! Level 15. We'll talk about that personal house thing in a moment. She's giving me the next level of the quest, which is to defeat Uruks within Tham Kalechir and search debris piles there for notable artifacts. I will accept that. Check my mail, which says deed completed. Which I don't even know what deed I completed. Probably just survived to level 15, but I didn't survive undefeated, that's for sure. All right. So let's see here. So when you reach level 15, you can now buy a personal home. I'm not going to because I'm about to leave this server, but new mail. What I get? Pressing matters. Take the letter attached and bring it to me. So now I have a quest item. Hilburn, I have news for you and Bree. There's a matter of importance I wish you to address, as I think you may be able to learn an important lesson. New mail again. Gift for a homeowner. Detach the item. Okay. So when you want to equip new stuff, you can just right click on it and it overlays whatever you have in that slot. But this is a good place to take a look at the character screen. And then I'll wrap it up for the night. So as you can see, I have equipment now that is level 15. And you can see when I hover over it down, you can see that in the lower right-hand corner, that those shoes have a little bit more armor. They've got the same agility and vitality and a tiny bit better resistance. I don't know why I bothered, but they are slightly better. So I'm going to put those on. The pants are definitely better. I mean, look at that. You can see the 31 armor, no, the 55 armor. Okay. What about this? The tough leather armor. That's better. Tough leather shoulder guards. Also better. The tough leather helm. Not better. And the fine leather gloves are definitely better. Okay. All right. So I've equipped some stuff. Equipped some equipment, as they say. Let me take a look through this bag because this is all now stuff I can sell. So I'm going to make sure I clear it over here. Oh, now I can also use better Athelas stuff. So I'm going to sell the old kind. The game is in many ways an inventory management game. Let's be honest. Okay, so I have the VIP ability to access the store wherever. I don't have to go into town. That makes it easy. So I'm going to lock that Athelas so it doesn't get sold. Same with any crafty stuff. Well, not any crafty stuff, but stuff that I want to keep for crafting. Scrolling the silver ore for sure. Oh, I forgot to put that on. The silver cuff of agility, remember? Yeah, that's right. So, the silver band of agility, don't put that on. Where's that silver cuff? There it is. Oh, yeah, definitely want that over the iron band of agility. Okay. This is the boring part of the game. Forgive me. All right. I'm going to keep the copper ore, keep the logs of wood, keep the logs of ash wood. Okay. So now I'm going to sell the rest. That's all gone. These things are crafting items I want to keep, plus the quest item. So I'm going to... Oh, I can get rid of that. All right. It's only worth 2 silver. I'll just toss them. Okay. I will put those things away. Let's see what this package was. Somebody gave me a gift for a homeowner, even though I don't own a home. Let's find out what it is. I think it's probably like a painting or something like that. It's some power potions that are useless. Discard those. And the above weather top painting. Of course it is. All right. I am good for now. I'm going to go ahead and exit the game. It's nice to be level 15. Let's see. Going to catch up on the chat before I leave. What's one of Big Ed's 5 tenets of a successful stream? Because I got to know. What did I do? What do I do to be a successful stream? Oh, did you miss my answer about which of those people I would spend the time with? Mandos. I would spend that time with Mandos because maybe I could get some answers. Let's see. I'm looking, scrolling. Hilburn hears a horn. Yeah, sorry about that. Poor tree. They're nasty, though, in this game. They'll kill you, man. Yeah, I do need to get a crafting carry-all. I have some in my shared inventory, I think. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and exit the game. We'll wrap up the chat in just a bit. And we'll turn off that other camera since I'm not going to be using that. All right. Let me go ahead and turn on chat overlay and see if there's any other questions before I wrap up. But thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. This was just a lot of fun. It's such a fun game. I am hoping to get my characters and our kin completely over onto the Peregrine server very soon. I know that our kin leader, Lily, lots of vowels. Katie's character is our kin leader right now. And she's got her leader over there so that we can get the kin house set up and everything. I was waiting for that. There was a delay. The vowels, all about the vowels. But yeah, so join us over on Peregrine. For now, I'm on Landerval, but that really is only because I haven't been able to get successful with the transfer yet. So soon they will be over there. Join us over there if you will. Next week, let me just double check to make sure that I don't have to change any schedules. We are good for both Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday will be a tabletop night. I'm thinking about doing possibly some coloring. I don't know if you all know Matej. I don't know how to pronounce his last name for sure. Kadil. His artwork is fantastic. Actually, you see two of his pieces over there. The Wet Bicycle Ride, that's actually the original of that I bought from him. And then down below is The Road Goes Ever On. That's just a print. Fantastic works, really wonderful style. He has, for his patrons, he's enabled downloads of penciled versions that you can color in yourself, little coloring pages of 2 or 3 of his pieces. So I am going to possibly bring those out and do a little coloring. Otherwise, I may go ahead and start one more Lego piece before I dive into the massive Lego piece that is Rivendell. I'm not ready to start that yet, but boy, that is going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Fantastic stuff. I'm also working on trying to find a volunteer or two to help me play Magic the Gathering, so I can bring some of those cards over and actually play with somebody in front of you so we can see how the game actually flows. That may take another week or two, but we'll see what we can find out. So join me next week. Tuesday will be a table night. Thursday, I can't say that we're going to continue Lotro. We might, but we might take a time to break away from it for just a little bit and sample some of the other Middle-earth games. I think we all enjoyed, those of us who were here, having me play Shadow of Mordor, or was it Shadow of War? I always forget which one, the older one. I was playing the older one. The one, I was hoping I could get away without doing that. The one that doesn't have crazy ring wraiths. But might go back to that. I've been able to get War in the North working on my PC, believe it or not, in Windows 11. That's a classic. Might go back to that. So all sorts of fun things on the agenda for next week. We'll figure it out. And thank you, Erica. Shadow of Mordor. That's what I thought. Shadow of War is the second one. Yeah. All right, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Have a wonderful weekend. And those of you who are part of the TTT Patreon, I will see you tomorrow, hopefully at 12 o'clock noon Pacific time tomorrow for our monthly Discord hangout. Talk to y'all next time. Have a wonderful night.